Hello everyone and welcome to another unboxing. I got a big one, big box in the mail. I opened it a little bit already. I did not open the actual package, but I did open this big box to see what happened. From Big Bad Toy Store. That is a huge, really big box. So what's in here? If you looked at the thumbnail, you already know. We've got the X Plus Star Ace Medusa. There we go. So let me get this big giant box out of the way. Anything else in here? No. That is a big box. So let me. All right. So we have Medusa from the continuing the Harryhausen series from Star Ace and X Plus. This is not the statue. This is the vinyl vinyl model kit. So I just want to give you a look at the package. We've got that side there, a little dented there, but this is a heavy box. If this is all vinyl, which I really didn't pay attention to what, maybe I should have. It is heavy. I'm going to slice these cut things here on the side. Tapes. All right. And let's open this up. So, all right. I'm going to flip the camera around. There's a lot in here. So let's do that and let's see what's in this box. As you can see, this is a pretty big box. It's going to be hard to get it all into my space here, but that's the size of the box. Let's get this lid off and see what's in here. So we've got, wish I could back it up a little more, but cardboard, foam. Ooh, I banged the camera. Let's be careful. Instructions. There's our instructions. And then, I knew it. That's why this is a heavy box. This base is resin or cold cast porcelain. Oh man, that is heavy. That is heavier. Hydrocal, it feels like cold cast porcelain. So let me grab that out, grab these other pieces, and there's that silica gel. Okay, that's the box. So let's get all this out and move on. All right, as always, let's start with the instructions. I'll just put this stuff up over there, get this out of the way. So instructions folded. They're not, the instructions that come with the plastic X Plus kits, I think are amazing in the way they do that. And just for the record, I buy these things with my own money. I do not get any sort of sponsorship from X Plus, even though you'll find some of these videos over on their main page. All of these are bought by myself, my own money. So my thoughts are my own here. But this is a very basic instruction sheet. So you have your parts, your part list. They call the base the basement. Bow, left hand, hair, right hand. So a couple little extra snakes. Most of the snakes are already attached. You can see there, most of the snakes are already attached. Let me do this so I don't get as much of the shadow. Most of the snakes are already attached. You have your body, tail parts, arm. They call it left hand, but it doesn't actually have the hand because it's attached to the bow. Lower jaw, head, tail, other arm. Those are all your parts. And that's all you get in terms of instructions. There's not really much there in the way of anything other than you have some minor instructions down here. Refer to the completed image for assembly reference. Check the contents number of parts before assembly. Assembly process is required. Special tools such as cutter, instant glue, and putty, etc. So all that is very basic. You don't get much in terms of a really cool instruction sheet or anything. So that's the only ding I give on these. But, the box art, I think itself, the picture, really well done what they do with those cases. I've put all my still unbuilt kits on display up there, and this I don't want to lose. So I'm not even going to take this out of the package. They give you the bowstring right there, and I'm not going to even, because I will lose this. I'm terrible at that. So the bowstring is there. I'm going to keep the bag for the base, but here's the base. Okay, really nice. It is so heavy. Solid. It's got to be cold cast porcelain. So has been sanded. You can see they puttied up some parts, puttied up, did a little puttying on the back of the hair there and clean some things up. But definitely you're going to need to wash this soap and water before you paint it, before you prime it. Get any of that powder dust off of there, any of the talc that's left. You can see some like in here from sanding. But I really like this base quite a bit. It reminds me, if you think back to the old Geometric kit, I should have grabbed one of those so you can kind of see the difference in that. That base was huge. This is a very small, keep your shelf space down, so that's kind of good. Let's just go right into, let's start with the boring parts first. These big, well, I guess they're not really that boring. I'm going to open up all these parts, just get them out. It's a brown vinyl, brown-green, greenish-brown, kind of more brown than green, but it has like kind of chocolatey look to it a little bit. I would say it is definitely, I'm going to run up and grab the Geometric Medusa so we can kind of compare it. And then, I don't know, what? Did this say lower jaw? How is this the lower jaw? This is the, well, I don't know. I'll figure it out. Okay. So everything's out of that bag. Got those parts. Let's get all these parts out too. All right. So that's not true. The instructions are a lie. The head is not all together. So when you look at this, hold on, we'll get there. We'll get there. When we look at that, that is not the way it comes. So it's more parts than the instructions show. Get all these. We got some black vinyl as well. Okay, we got part of a quiver. And then the arrows, I'm kind of guessing, yes, the arrows are plastic, which is great. This is something I was kind of worried about. We get this open. So the arrows are plastic. Oh. And then here is a clear, man. This has a weird, there is something sticky up. So this you got to definitely clean too. So, all right, let's get into it. So let's start with the boring arrows. These are all plastic. This is plastic, which is great. Why? Because you don't get any sagging. I noticed on the old Geometric kit, all of that was made out of vinyl, if I remember correctly. And I think you had to make your own arrow shafts. I think that's what I did. And I think I used wire to do that. But this is nice to see that this is made out of plastic. This already came off the end of the sprue. But let me just, it's already almost there. So this kind of fits in and you make your bow. It's a really nice bow. Okay. And our hand is going to go in there. But you have your arrow parts. Pretty simple, self-explanatory. So in the instructions, for some reason, this says lower jaw. That makes no sense to me. I think it's just a translation error. Because this is a cauldron or a flame pot, something boiling here that goes like that. Okay. And this, you could light it from the bottom, I would think, or put a little tea light in there, one of those little Halloween flame lights, and build that into there, and you would be good to go. But there is definitely something sticky all over this. Some sort of mold release or something. So I would definitely make sure you clean this really well before you do anything. Okay. So, but this you don't have to do anything to. If you are going to light it, I would think you could probably find a tea light that just kind of fits in there and paint this with clear transparent paints, and you'd have a really cool looking flame pot. We'll look at the box artwork again, but so again, back to the instructions. The instructions show the head kind of together. The head is actually one and then two parts of snakes. I don't think you have to cut anything here. How does this even go? I don't know. Well, this goes, how do we put it together? All right, so there's this. This goes together like that. Oops. That is going to be no fun to putty up and make that seam go away. I mean, if you press really hard, it goes away really well, but that's right in the center of her forehead. That part breakdown, oof. Is that the center of her head, or is this what's going on here? So that has to be hit. No, that's not. Is this the center of her head? Oh. There. No. Yes. Not the center of her head. It's off to the side. That's the side of her head where that goes. There's her head. Come on, get in focus. There we go. There's her head. There's the part breakdown. Her face is really skinny looking. We should pull it. Likeness is good. I'm not going to say it's perfect, but it's good. Really nice. There are some extra snakes. So we got 1, 2, 3 extra snakes that are pieced into there. I don't think you're going to, well, could you? I was going to say, it might be easier, and you probably could paint this in parts and then push this in instead of trying to do it all. No, you might have to put it all at once. Or no, wait, does it fit? Kind of fits. You could probably paint it separately and get that in there. But that's pretty nice. Now, this kit was, I think, around 170. So kind of put that in your brain if you think that's worth the price. I think it is. I think it's a really, especially with this cold cast base, this really heavy base. So here's some of the other arms. So we have this arm, which is the arm that holds the bow. And this feels a little more solid than this, but not really. It's about the same. You got this. Okay. And then, no, that doesn't hold the bow. That's the arm that's holding the string. Okay. This is the arm that holds the bow. And, okay, I see how this goes. So you're going to have to put the bow into the hand. No? What? I don't know how you're going to get the bow in the hand. So it goes like that. So she's knocking an arrow with the string. Okay. Weird. All right. Maybe it's a set. They both have. I'm going to try and figure out how this goes together. Okay. I think you put it like this. I think you put it like that. Okay. And then does this stick together? I think that, yeah, that's how it goes. So you kind of got to slide it up through the bottom. Up through the bottom to get it to go. Now, I don't know if that's what the original bow looks like. That looks kind of weird flat, but works. Goes on the arm. The detail, awesome. I think it's really, really well done. And I think this is kind of cool. So don't think of this. Where'd it go? Don't think of that as a defect. I'm almost positive it's supposed to be there so that it actually looks like the foam puppet. So you get that sort of feeling of the stop motion puppet. And it's supposed to be the mold line on the foam, is what I'm guessing. So the body parts are really heavy and they feel really good together. So to get this to go together, you're going to have to heat up the parts as usual, because that's kind of like the part that puts in there. This is definitely bigger than the geometric one. Almost, yes. And then I have one more tail part. Where is it? Where's my other tail part? Oh, right here. And that goes there. There. Really nice texture. Really good texturing on there. Really, the parts here go together really well. You're not going to see much of a seam line on any of these things. Really nice. It hides really well. And that's going to go away pretty easy. So I wouldn't worry about puttying that much. Now, the one fit that I am worried about, get this. One fit I am worried about. Let's see. Grab the body. And that goes really, that's pretty good. That does not, that gives you a sense of how tall this thing actually is. Where's the head? Get the head on. So there's the size of Medusa sitting up. That's a really nice big kit of Medusa. I don't think there's been a few, but that one it's pretty close to. Let me see if I can. Let me flip the camera around to just me real quick to kind of get an idea how big this actually is. So it's like right here. That's really nice, and it sits still on top of that piece. So you got that big of a kit, and that's really, really cool. On top of, I'm not sure how it sorts around the base, but it sits on the base somehow. We'll figure it out once I get it together. But man, another really nice kit from Star Ace and X Plus. Lots of parts to play with. You don't have to trim anything on it seems. So like on your old vinyl kits, you would have to trim apart, make them fit. This, it's all plug and play. Little minimal puttying to do. Here's the quiver. I didn't show that. There's the quiver. And this just kind of fits together like this. There's your arrow quiver. And it goes onto her back in this way. It snaps in place. Bottom. There we go. Arrow quiver. Put those extra arrows. And if you look inside there, there's a slot where the arrows go so they don't keep flopping around in there, which is pretty nice too. I'm guessing this actually the base is for this. And then she kind of sits in front of it. So it goes like this. That's cool. Really nice base. Really nice base. Whereas some of the other ones, I don't even think the Kraken didn't have a base. So I think you need it for this kit for the way it looks. You get lots of parts. You get lots of cool stuff. Another, I think, knockout. Let me go up real quick and grab the Geometric and we'll compare it. So I'm back. Look, I've got my Geometric Medusa. All right, and I want to do a quick body comparison. And let's get in there. Go to me. So here's Geometrics. I think I don't know. I have to look at a regular face. So this is this chest piece right there. So you're almost double this size. Let's put this next to it. Let's try and pop the head on. Although that's going to come out. There. So here's your size comparison. Not double the size. It's close. Okay, it's close. This sits up a little higher, so it's about right there. So yeah, it's definitely bigger. I think we could compare this straightened out arm. How much bigger? Not much. Wait, how do we even get? Not that much bigger in terms of, there's your arm. It's pretty close, actually. So there's some proportion issues going on. The likeness, let's go back to this cam. The likeness on the face. And this is my painted one, so it's... This one's more round. Go back and look at an original face of Medusa. And it's, I mean, they're definitely different. And please don't, my paint job, this was done when it came out back in the 90s. So that's the original Medusa. It's definitely bigger. Get that weird lean on that original Medusa. And I think some of that sagging is due to time. But I'm really happy that this one's more vertical pose, where it kind of pops up out of there a little more. Great kit. One more time, we'll just look at the body. The scale detail is great. And if you compare it, like I said, to some of the older one, you definitely have a lot more texture to work with. It was a little soft on this original Geometric one. This one, you can definitely see the texture a little better. So your washes and dry brushes are going to work really, really nice on that body. As far as the snakes go, There is some hair, and I think, oh, man, I don't even remember, but there's some hair buried in there. Okay, with the snakes that are kind of writhing around in her head. And all the snakes kind of have the same scale pattern, and you got to go back and look and see what the snakes look like. And some look like coral snakes, some were black. It's all different kinds of snakes in this head. Whereas I tend to like, if I have Medusa, I like to paint them all the same, so it kind of mimics hair, so you don't notice they're snakes right away. When they're all different colors like that, and that's, you know, that's Harryhausen's design. That's what it's supposed to be. But if I were doing it, I would have probably done a little different. But man, I really, really like this. It's a cool piece. And Star Ace X Plus, you nailed it again. Great job, everybody. Fantastic work. Keep them coming. I know there's some more coming. More of these Star Ace Harryhausen pieces. It's great stuff. Really, really good stuff. And to see the return of the vinyl kit is just, you can't go wrong. They're such cool pieces. So thanks everybody for checking out this unboxing of the X Plus Star Ace Medusa. It's really cool. Worth, I think, every penny. And I like how she's knocking her bow in like more of a sinister, like, I'm gonna get you kind of pose. It's really nice. But well done, X Plus. Really, really like it. Keep these Star Ace vinyl kits coming. I know there's some more. I think I have Kali on pre-order. So we'll see what happens. Take care, everybody.